Well, today in Harrisburg, school officials and lawmakers called for changes to Pennsylvania's charter law and for more transparency for charter schools.
The Keystone Center for Charter Change says mandatory charter school tuition payments are costing school districts and taxpayers millions of dollars with little transparency. WENY State Capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon. He joins us live with additional details. Good evening, Brendan.
Hey there, Renata and Nick. Good evening. That's right. According to advocates and officials at today's event, over 90% of school boards across Pennsylvania are calling for charter reform. They say it's time for the General Assembly to act. Over 90% of Pennsylvania school boards say their district needs charter reform to avoid cutting staffing, programs, and services for students.
These school boards are telling us the same thing that data and our students have been telling us for years. Pennsylvania's privately run, publicly funded charter schools are failing our taxpayers.
After more than 10 years without an update to Pennsylvania's charter law, school board officials say it's time to level the playing field.
And ensure all public schools play by the same set of rules.
David Skopp is the president of the Pennsylvania School Boards Association. He says budget pressures from charters are forcing school boards to make difficult choices.
They can raise local taxes on their friends and neighbors, or they can cut programs and services provided to students, or both. That's just not fair to our taxpayers or our students.
Skopp says taxpayers deserve answers and transparency, especially for cyber charter institutions.
Cyber charter schools simply do not have the same level of expenses as their brick and mortar counterparts, yet they are paid as if they do.
Democrats in both the House and Senate hope their charter accountability legislation will make it across the finish line during this session.
And I am not saying we should get rid of charters, but it should be an even playing field. This is the time. There are no more excuses not to see this bill go over.
And in a statement to WENY News, Republican chair of the House Education Committee, Jesse Topper, told us, quote, charter and cyber charter public schools are a viable and important option for many families around the Commonwealth, adding we need to ensure that all of our public schools are operating at high standards for the most important stakeholder group in education, our kids, end quote. For now, reporting live at the Pennsylvania Capitol for WENY News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Renata and Nick, back to you.